Hi, my name is Hannah Lee, and I'm a farmer. Come pick some cotton with me. You cannot tell me I wasn't born to pick cotton.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren.
And I'm Maureen.
Right, so in today's episode, you're going to be reacting to a video of a black woman who is married to a palm-colored man. And it's not the fact that she's married to her palm-colored man that got her cancelled by her black community. Rather, it's the kind of content she chose to put out on her social media platform, which may have seemed to be mimicking the black community.
Yeah, and this is because of the history between the black community and white community when it comes to slavery. And you know, during all this time, the black community has been trying to sensitize people on what happened during slavery. Not only the white community, but other people of color and Africans in general.
Right, but for her to go and create content that would seem triggering to the black community, for what? For her to get views and likes, for her to trend. Well, she trended, but let's just say it did not go well for her. She got cancelled by her people, but we don't want to talk a lot, guys. Let's just sort what happened and then we come back and talk about it. If you have anything to say, kindly leave it on the comment section. Also remember to subscribe if it's your first time here. Let's watch and then we come back and talk about it.
Hi, my name is Hannah Lee, and I'm a farmer. Come pick some cotton with me. Now, I know what you're thinking. What on earth is she picking cotton for? If you wanted me to be quirky, I'd say it's in my DNA. But the truth of the matter is, it's in my household. And as someone who loves a cotton stuffed mattress and a cotton stuffed pillow, and I'm getting low on both, I had to go harvest some cotton. But look at how gorgeous it is out here. You cannot tell me I wasn't born to pick cotton. Anyway, all jokes aside, I have actually come to love the cotton picking process. I love my little bulbs, and I cannot wait for them to produce more cotton. Look how cute they are. Now, the fire ants were getting on to me, so I had to go. But there's something to the process of getting home and de-seeding them and stripping the cotton down. That's just so calming. I have my 3 buckets, one for soapy water, one for the seeds, and one for my freshly picked cotton. And this process is so relaxing, I'm serious. My husband is so cute. He came and bought me coffee. We use freshly ground coffee beans from the farm, and let me tell you, it's the best coffee you will ever taste in your life. I love being a farmer. I think there's just something so incredible about getting back with nature. And speaking of nature, breastfeeding my child is going well. So props to all you moms who have breastfed. I'm at a year now, and I'm so excited because I'm about to be able to get pregnant again. And I'm ready for another little baby boy, Lord willing. I'm going to try to get to bed at a decent time because it is Saturday and I have to go worship the Lord tomorrow. But thanks for coming along with me, and enjoy your weekend.
Y'all just be doing anything for likes and views, even if that means publicly humiliating yourself. Rosa did not sit for you to stand your ass on this camera and look a mess. Martin did not march for you to walk up in them cotton fields trying to shuck and jive for them people. And Malcolm certainly did not fight for you to get on your knees and pick that cotton. And then for you to say, if I wanted to be quirky, I would say it's in my DNA. What's quirky about that? I'm missing a joke. What's funny? Now, if the ancestors spin the block and curb stomp you because you playing in their face, you playing on their name, they would be dead wrong.
As a black woman who's dating a white man, I'd be damned. I would be damned if I would embarrass my community like Hannah is doing right now. I'd be damned if I had that white motherfucker sitting behind me while I sit on Instagram and TikTok fucking live as we fucking speak with a bowl of fucking cotton balls talking about sorting cotton while I'm in a milkmaid's dress. You the bitches that they be talking about. You the bitches that they be talking about. Cause it ain't me. I'd be damned if my white boyfriend would sit behind me in a milk talking about sorting cotton. And then the first video on your page is talking about how your daughter doesn't like being black. Your mixed race black daughter doesn't like being black. Read the room. And you don't know why? Read the room. Y'all the ones. Don't include me with these girls no more. Yeah, I'm dating a white man, but I ain't that type.
If you wanted me to be quirky, I'd say it's in my DNA. But
This is exactly why I got out the fucking country, went to the city, and surrounded myself with black people. Because being soaked up in a community like that, you would easily think that's just dark humor. Bitch, you are wearing colonial clothes, picking cotton with your white fucking husband, and making jokes about it like, oh, it's just dark humor. That shit ain't dark humor. I know dark humor. I am dark humorous, bitch, okay? I will make jokes about my fucking death and nobody will find it funny. That's dark fucking humor. But for you to take history and what your ancestors had to go through and try to make it funny and like, oh, I'm just taking light of it, I'm picking cotton, get the fuck out of here, and then have your white husband serving you coffee and shit, like, you're romanticizing slavery, and that's sick.
you cannot tell me I wasn't born to pick cotton.
What's funny? No, for real, I want to know what's funny. Are you laughing at our ancestors and our history and our heritage, like the things that our struggle? Is that what you're laughing at? You and your white husband as you go out there in the field alone and pick cotton, you think that's funny and cute? I just need to talk to you for 1 second. Just come here real quick.
Come pick some cotton with me. Now, I know what you're thinking. What on earth?
Hey, Hannah, what the fuck? I've been out here fighting over this Magnolia Pearl plantation line, and what are you doing? Are you wearing Magnolia Pearl, girl? What is that dress?
Hi, my name is Hannah Lee, and I'm a farmer. Come pick some cotton with me. Now, I know what you're thinking. What on earth is she picking cotton for? If you wanted me to be quirky, I'd say it's in my DNA.
When we've been there 10,000 years.
That's a lot to unpack. Actually, no, it's not. I sat and I went through Hannah's videos because I wanted to truly know who this woman was. And after seeing several of her videos, this is the conclusion I've come to. I don't see Hannah as someone who hates herself or hates being black. I see Hannah as someone who is not happy with herself. Has nothing to do with her hating her blackness. Now, I will admit, after doing like a dive into her videos, some were a bit sunken place-ish. But the one video that stood out to me that I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't go and do their due diligence and actually looking into this person was the one where she talks about her daughter not liking her own hair. I feel like seeing that video of her in her car talking about her daughter and how her daughter don't like her hair because her mommy don't like her own. I feel like that was her showing who she is in pure form. Now, if I had seen that cotton picking video first, I would have definitely said this is get out vibes. I had several people send that video to me to respond, and this is my response. I think she was genuinely just trying to joke around. I don't think there was nothing more to it than what it was. Me personally, growing up in the Mississippi Delta, I got to pick cotton. I will never do that shit again. So hats off to you. But I really hope you find that self-love that you're looking for and that you deserve. Because no one should hate anything about themselves. And I don't feel like you made that video with the intentions of downing your blackness. So, be great.
So guys, welcome back. As you've watched in that video, I think it's because of people like this black lady that white people often think that slavery wasn't as bad as black people portrayed. It's because of people like her who create content like this that black people think that not black people, but rather white people think that black people enjoyed slavery and it was beneficial to the black community.
Right, and let's just talk about these characters who normally make such triggering content, because the words that this lady said, let's just say they were serious enough that right now if you go on TikTok and search for that particular content that has been trending this week, you're not going to find it. It was either deleted by her or taken down by TikTok. Whichever the case, let's just say it didn't come off right, because she ended up explaining herself and talking about how she was just making light content and making jokes about it. But let's just say there are certain things you don't joke about it. Look at it this way, it's the same thing with someone who has been in an accident before. Let's just use that as an example, right? And let's say this person who's been in an accident, the way they
carries traumas from that accident,
right? So there are certain things that they're gonna be experiencing that would make them feel as though they're reliving that moment that they had the accident. For example, if their vehicle fell from a cliff, yeah, picture that kind of person who let's say they're being driven by someone who's filled with thrill, and the vehicle starts, going this way. What is this situation going to take that kind of a person? What place is it going to take this kind of a person? They'll think like they're going to have another accident, right? So that aside, let's come back to this lady. She was really using triggering words. For example, how she started her video, "Come with me, let's go pick cotton," okay? In this day and age, who does that, right? And then another thing she said, right, that she could joke that it's in her DNA. It's in her DNA that she was born to pick cotton. And this considering that there's a percentage of Black American who are descendants of slaves. Right. Another thing she said about this, and all this keep in mind, she's saying, and she lives in a farm and is married to a palm-colored person. Guys. So I think that is what got people a lot, because there was somebody actually who was talking, saying on her comment section, and this person said, it would have been better, we'd understand, we wouldn't persecute you so much if you came on this platform and you tried to make it an educative segment where you're talking about how you grow cotton, you take us through that process for it to be beneficial to the community you're presenting your content to. Why don't you talk about the benefits of growing cotton? Why don't you talk about the whole process in a beneficial manner for it to not look like you're doing underhanded things to trigger the Black community?
Yeah, and then also there's also another sister here who said that this woman, there's another video of hers that she made which she was describing how her daughter hates her hair, and is it any wonder for us to hear what she's saying if she's raising her daughter in a I don't know if it's in a predominantly white community.
It looks like a predominantly white community. Her husband is white, and the videos because we went through her content, and all of them leave you with a question mark. A lot of influence is around her husband's family, and these are white people, considering she also is like half of Black and something, like we could say white. This woman looks like someone who, if it was in her wish, somebody here said that she doesn't necessarily hate the fact that she's Black, but she doesn't have self-love. So I think this could also be portrayed or reflected towards how the daughter is feeling, because you have to ask yourself, how did the daughter get to a point where she's hating her hair?
Right, because the mom being half Black, I feel like she would have been at a more advantaged point to help her daughter be exposed to the Black culture in order for her to, appreciate some of the Black features she has, because her hair is also because of the mixture of races, But if her kid hates her hair, maybe she has had conversations being had around the house between the parents, between the dad side of the family, that's the grandparents and the aunties, for her to come to a point where she has to hate her hair.
And you guys, so my question is, should we just say that she's suffering from Stockholm syndrome? And let's just say, because it's your job, if you decide to marry into another race outside your race, right, it's your job to try and sensitize the community you've married into. And for her, she's married into a palm-colored community,
which already thinks that, no, I'm not saying her particular family, but
there are a good number of people out there.
Palm-colored people in general, they don't think slavery was as bad as Black people usually portrayed. Then they think that it was beneficial to the Black community because according to them it helped bring civilization to the Black community.
Yeah, so you guys, you can imagine if the kind of contact palm-colored people have about the effects of slavery, especially in the Black community, are such kind of people who make light moments and don't necessarily care to educate them, but they bring the side to,
they make them feel like it was okay the treatment Black people got during slavery. It was okay because she herself is doing that kind of work right now, which is not bad to do that kind of work. As Maren said, just do it as you educate the masses on a positive way, how to grow the cotton, how to pick the cotton, but don't try and use triggering words which you know very well will trigger your community in order for you to pass your point across, you know. And then another thing, I feel like when she did this video, just as one of the sisters here who have spoken said, this woman looked like she was romanticizing slavery, and I feel like it's because she wasn't in that era of during that period where the slavery things happened, you know. And right now, I think the only way she'll be able to feel the pain of her ancestors is if, I'm not saying it should happen, but I'm saying if, God forbid, she'd find herself in those shoes where her husband is treating her exactly the same way her ancestors were treated,
then it won't be a joke anymore. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about this episode. Personally, I feel like even I here in Africa know that there's a lot of bad things that happened in cotton farms for you to just come out and try and act like, you know, you're making a light moment out of it. If it was educational, again, I say this, if her intentions were pure and positive, then her content would have been received differently. They normally say if you do stupid things, you get stupid consequences. So
stupid responses.
Exactly, or stupid results.
I feel like, I don't know, this is not okay, this is just an example of comparison. What she did doing this slavery video, I feel like it's when a SA victim goes to report her case, and then there are some male people who usually say, but you enjoyed it, didn't you? I feel like that is example I can use.
I don't know, guys. You guys, let us know what you think about this episode. Thank you so much for joining us on this one. Let's catch you on the next. Also, consider subscribing if it's your first time here, and leave a like for the video. You can also share it with someone you think it might help. Thank you so much for catching us. Let's catch you on the next episode.